This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Saturday, July 20th, 2019. The title of this rant is Denying Science, Destroying Farmland. So as if our farmers aren't in enough of a mess as it is. So we can't sell any grain, a lot of grain to China because there's these tariffs going on. So the Trump administration gives the farmers about $12 billion to hold them over. In the meantime, there was a lot of flooding in the springtime. A lot of those farmers had held their grain, had stored their grain because it wasn't worth shit then. And of course, a lot of it got ruined in the flood. There's a lot of bankruptcies going on in the farming industry right now, and this administration is not doing anything to help them. It's only getting worse because China, again, as I mentioned, is not buying any more grain as of right now. Now, also, the Trump administration just decides, we're not just going to get rid of a department by slowly cutting its funding. We're going to tell that department to move the fuck 1,000 miles away, and if they don't want to make the move, they lose their job. So a couple important departments within the Department of Agriculture was given 1 month to make a decision that if they're going to walk from Washington, D.C. to Kansas City. Meanwhile, there's no location in Kansas City. There's been nothing in terms of how you're going to coordinate all the moving of all of the material that needs to go out to Kansas City, but it all has to be done in the 1 month time. Either you're going or you're not going. Oh, you want an exemption because you're taking chemo and you'd like to continue to have that chemo done here in the Washington, D.C. area? Sorry, no exception for that. Oh, you have MS and you want to continue to work with your doctor? No exception for that. They basically just want to get rid of this department because about 2/3 of those people aren't going. And again, a lot of this has to deal with a lot of institutional knowledge that the U.S. Department of Agriculture does to help out our farmers. And as I said, our farmers are not doing good. So not only is there a brain drain from the USDA, but also this administration is holding back scientific research reports that were done by a coordination with USDA and 21 other federal agencies to help farmers deal with global climate change, crop rotation, mitigating circumstances, planning for the future, and a whole host of other things in terms of soil, fertilizer, this whole type of thing. That's all. They can't go to the webpage to find out what's current about that now. They've quashed it completely. All right? So the farming industry is not doing good. Their bankruptcies have increased. The Trump administration still says, oh, hang in there. We're going to quash China and they're going to buy more grain from us. That's still not happening. All right. And they're forcing the relocation of quite a few people, and many of them are not going, which is basically having a brain drain. This is terrible, terrible stuff. And the thing that's most upsetting about all of this is that this is what this administration is all about. They don't give a shit about you or me or anyone, especially a government employee. And of course, we're not going to see the farmers, so they're going to do anything they can to hurt them while they're pretending to help them. And let's also remember, just real quickly, the Environmental Protection Agency is now allowing for certain pesticides, one that has known carcinogen to children and another one that affects the bee population, and we desperately need our bees for pollination. So, and the thing I need to emphasize is that all of these Republicans in this administration, in the House and in the Senate, are scum because they're allowing all of this to happen because they can't speak up or they may not get reelected in case this guy goes after them. We need to get rid of every single one of them because we need our farms, we need our farmers, and we need to work on the best practices that we can. And denying this is definitely hurting us here in the United States.